Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Prototype Sprint Series here on RCI. We've completed our week off, and now it's time to get back to the action. And what a circuit to return to. We are in Qatar this week at the Lusail International Circuit. I'm sure many of you are very familiar with the Grand Prix layout, but this is the Prototype Sprint Series, so no standard layouts for us. If there's an alternate layout, we will race it. Today, we're on the short circuit alternate layout, a 2.3 mile and 11 corner dash of a lap. It's actually probably my favorites of the short circuits on Le Mans Ultimate, especially in prototype cars. It is your foot is to the floor for most of the lap, so hopefully we have some good racing ahead of us. I'm Jack Mays, excited to be back with a surprise guest of Phil Roberts here in the box with us. So I hope you can appreciate not the ramblings of just one madman, but the ramblings of madmen. And, of course, the one blessing us with the sights and sounds is our broadcaster and director, also known as the first person to blame when anything goes wrong. It's Cormac Malloy. But enough talk. I think it's time to dive into the chaos. And I think, Phil, are you ready for
Am I ready?
Disaster?
Am I ready? Well, we nearly came into the broadcast laughing because I got two Americans in the box with me, and they're giving me baseball stuff, and I'm like, I'm British, I don't know anything about baseball. Talk to me about cricket. You talk about screwballs, I'll talk about Yorkers, that sort of stuff. But I've actually never seen what's that?
What's a Yorker?
A Yorker? It's a sort of bowl, mate. Like I'm gonna look this up now. It's all been a while, but so like in baseball, you're not allowed to have the ball bounce, right?
Yeah.
The ball can't bounce before it bounces. They tend to cricket, you want it to bounce before it gets it can bounce once before it gets to the batsman, right? And usually you have like fast bowlers where the ball's just flung at you fast, right? And a Yorker's like part of that. It's just Yorker's like a fast ball, but it bounces right at the feet of the batsman, so it's very difficult to actually hit the ball. Whilst you also have spin bowlers, so they tend to bowl it. It's a lot slower, but when the ball bounces, the ball can bounce the other way, if that makes sense. So it's a bit of strategy in there. But I've never seen this layout before. Like the Bahrain, was it short layout? There's like 5 of them. There's like hang on, there's
This is Qatar we're at. Bahrain does have
Qatar,
I think
my goodness.
Bahrain does have I think 3
we're in the
layouts.
desert. I got confused where we were. No wonder I was a bit
good.
weirded out by all of the when I got from the airport, I didn't know where I was, so that's my problem today. It's a good thing that Jack was here to take me to the commentary box. I got lost, but yeah. Where is the short circuit? I've never seen the short circuit one before. I need to.
It's a good one. I will send you over an image.
Oh wait, I think I found it. It's like grayed out, so they just go straight on after turn 1, and then they join turn 11 or something.
Yep, basically, yeah. It's effectively turn 1, and then you got a little chicane, and then you're into the triple right-hander section of that's normally sector 3. And in prototypes, it is fantastic. Very good, very high speed.
Well. Okay.
Yes, the chicane, it's probably going to be make or break as far as lap times. Very easy to invalidate a time if you go a little bit too far over that line, or you cut the entry just a little bit too much. It's easy to do, and we'll probably see a bit of that today, I can imagine, as you have maybe any of our eagle-eyed viewers might have seen. We only have 2 LMP3 cars, so it'll be cozy. It'll be cozy in the LMP3 field today.
Well, it's a guaranteed podium for everyone there. So
absolutely, that's the spirit.
Excellent racing from everyone in LMP today to achieve their podium. So well done. Unless you retire early and you're not classified, then you don't get on the podium. I've actually seen those British GT meetings. They tend to be like there's like obviously the GT3, there's GT4. And then they have like the Pro-Am, the silver class, and then they have the same in GT4, and they have like podiums for each. And I think in silver and GT4 last year there was only like 2 cars in it, so it was really weird looking at the podium pictures and seeing like 3rd place just not there basically. I don't know how to put it, but presumably we're not going to have any of that tonight. We're just going to have a nice full rostrum. Are they comparable fast, like the LMPs with the LMP3s with the What else we have to take
Not
in?
even in the slightest. So we have the
Oh, good.
LMP3s and the unrestricted LMP2s. I think on this extremely short circuit, I think I saw it was about 6 seconds between the two of them per lap, which for a 1 minute, about 4 seconds. I'm being corrected by Mr. Blunt.
We're being credited. Comac just came in his ear and told him the
Basically.
term. Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry.
it's about 4 seconds give or take, and on a lap as short as this, as Milan van der Weyken goes ahead and sets 3 purple sectors for well, it's either second or first here, so I guess math isn't required, which is always a good thing for this cracked squad. What are you gonna claim to be a math pro too? I had Callum Kerwin claim to be a math professional last week.
Well, I'm a professional engineer, so I should be good at math. But then again, I'm not being paid to do math at the minute, so my math may be bad.
Hey, we get what we pay for here. Hence why I keep showing up. And don't worry, they don't pay me. In fact, I should probably have to pay
peanuts,
RCI staff to be here. Yeah, exactly.
Monkeys.
Always. But yeah, Milan van der Weyken's the car on pole at the minute, and he's only going quicker. These P3s, that gravel trap, by the way, I didn't actually lose too much time doing that. I do that most laps I drive around the circuit. But yeah, the P3s take a good long while to get up to temperature as far as tires, so the times will continue to drop. I think probably this next lap we're going to go on board with here probably will be possibly not the quickest of the bunch, but has the potential to be. So you're going to take the car all the way to the 100-meter board, brake just a little bit later, I guess, the LMP3 car. And it's all about narrowing your line through the apex, using all of the exit as you can, building up maximum speed for the maximum commitment chicane next, drop down about 2 gears, maybe 1 in the LMP3 car, and just hug that blue striped line all the way down towards the next, well, the first of the triple right-hander, as I like to call it. And it's full commitment through here. You're going to want to avoid that gravel on the exit for sure, but keep it clean, keep it fierce, keep it fast. Use all the downforce these cars have, and he's going to run wide because he took too much of that inside curve. But as I said, it's not an invalidation, and in fact, he probably didn't lose too much time. So Milan van der Weyken may still be looking for improvement in the final sector. He goes a little wide on the final corner. I think the most important corner on this circuit, because if you want to overtake, you pretty much have to do it between turn 11 and what we're heading towards now, which is turn 1. And as I said, not an improvement in the first sector, but still a pretty decent lap, all things considered. As we see the board, I think who's our other driver, Cormac? Show us the pictures. It's Louis Kinder, also known as Louis Curtin. We made jokes a couple weeks.
Why Curtin?
So
I mean, Louis Egg would make some sense. That'd be pretty funny, but.
So for whatever reason, we're not 100% sure why, but Louis Curtin, the last couple of races, has shown up under the moniker Louis Kinder. So that would be his chosen name, either in SimGrid or in LMU itself. But it is in fact Louis Curtin driving that car. Kinder is, I don't know, maybe a bit of a pseudonym, maybe a bit of a. We joked on Halloween.
He doesn't want people to know who he is.
That's what we were suspecting. So the multi-sprint finale was on Halloween, and we were talking about how it was his Halloween costume. He's dressed up as Louis Kinder.
Dresses up as a giant Kinder egg.
Well,
I mean, for some people, I guess that's scary because it's banned in certain countries, but well, they are. But for me, it's my favorite sort of egg. There's always a nice yolky surprise, well, a yolk inside with a toy. When I was a kid, there used to be puzzles, Jack, which always depressed me. Never were those like intricate things you could build with that, or like from the early 80s. I'm sure my age now, actually. You?
Yeah, are you aware of how old
when you're 8 years old, right? The last thing you want is like 8 pieces. Hello. And Milan van der Weyken there, seeing the wall, but he's able to just come off safely. He's returned to the pit lane for another go. I think that's it now, because these look are the
P2 cars. Yes, sir. These are the LMP2 cars. We do a split qualifying, 10 minutes for the P3s, 10 minutes for the P2s. When we come out, Peter Varga is going to lead the track around as Ryan Gill's deciding that his prep lap's a little bit quicker than Peter Varga's, and he'd like to get through. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a flash of the lights because you certainly don't
He
want
has to
to
get
be.
through safely. Unless
Yeah, he doesn't
Peter's
want to
just
be
going to let
tucked
him
up.
through. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
I think that's
Well
the
done,
sensible
Peter.
decision. Yes.
Yes.
Good job.
I like it
Smart
when people work
driving.
together. That's fast. No, I agree.
Absolutely.
Like, obviously, we say it's obviously like if we encourage, quote, I don't know how to put it. I don't like saying slower drivers because it makes you feel inadequate, but we do encourage people if they think that the guy behind's faster and you're both on an outlap, just let him go because it makes no difference to you, and it's the last thing you really want to be doing when you're driving around really fast or as fast as you can is having a set of headlights in your mirror during qualifying. I mean, during the race, you can't help it, but during qualifying, that's the last thing you want. So Peter Varga's got a nice little clear gap ahead of him as we see Ryan Gill come round. What's this now? The triple right, were you saying, Jack,
I call
before?
it, yes, I call it the triple right because it's basically three, high-speed right-handed corners followed by a final left that takes you towards the final corner there. But yeah, I just call it the triple right. I mean, it's turn 7, 8, and 9 technically, but triple right sounds a bit more dramatic.
I like triple right. It's like I'm not sure if you've ever seen Istanbul. Istanbul has one of those sort of things, but it's a bit banked, and it used to be quite famous in the early 2000, like mid 2000s to early 2010s in F1 as like I think it was like miss hit was like when they talk about apexes and stuff. I think it was that way. And remember, it was like 3 apexes and you purposely didn't hit one of them because it just made your exit better. I think it was like miss hit, but I'm guessing with these sort of cars you probably hit all the apexes because they're nicely far apart. I think this is Lusail is mostly was built for motorcycle racing more than car racing. I think off the top of my head.
You are correct.
These like long corners are more akin to what you see on those sorts of tracks. Like you look at Misano, for instance. Misano's got a good example of like the same direction corner, medium speed closely followed by another similar sort of thing. So yeah. See Ryan Gill come around the corner. He's a healthy 1/10 up on his time. Goes across the line, and he's improved by what's that now? Like
couple of attempts.
A couple of attempts, yeah. We saw the thing, so that's fine. So he's improved by 6 attempts. I just saw the thing pop up. I'm not sure Cormac did that on purpose, but yeah. Unless that was the target. This is the first ever time I'm really looking at the LMU HUD properly here at the minute. So. This is a learning experience for me, Jack.
And what better time to do it than on Wednesdays? Because let's be honest, any of you who are familiar with this broadcast, it's last week was absolute chaos. I think every single driver spun several times while driving around. We didn't know what was going to happen at any given point, and it's all for a bit of fun here. Wednesdays are, I would claim, it's the least serious of the weekly series, mainly because it's always the signups are a bit less. People aren't as readily available to race during the middle of the week. And, well, Cormac is great and all, but he's still learning LMU as well. And I'm terrible. So, but you're stuck with me.
I've never picked... I don't even have a copy of this game, so I don't even know what's happening. What cars are these again?
These are unrestricted LMP2 cars. As Ryan Gill just learned, the absolute crux of this class... No TC and a very, very tricky rear end. There is basically no slip angle that you can take.
Thankfully, because there's hardly any barriers near the track, no damage to Ryan Gill's car. Maybe to his, I was going to say ego. I'm trying to figure the right word now because ego makes it sound awful. What's something less than ego? I'm trying to think what it is now.
I would have said ego. Pride is a better word.
Yes, ego. As much as it is technically a correct word, I think people use it to mean like you're full of yourself more than anything else. Which Ryan is definitely not one full of himself. Everyone regularly pops him down in RCI staff chat. We all pop each other down. Not a problem at all. But yeah,
always good for that.
Nobody has an ego in RCI. That's all I'm going to say.
I would hope not. I certainly have yet to meet someone who does. I mean,
we all have egos, but I just want to say that I'm a fantastic chief steward. That's all I'm going to say. Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Roberts, your chief steward, the man who decides your fate when you go
If
to
you
the
report things,
steward
if you don't report things, then
box.
nothing happens, right?
Exactly.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, if you don't do anything wrong, then Phil won't have to decide whether to smite you or not.
Well, no. If somebody does a bad on you and you don't report it, and you just go, "Oh, can't believe that guy's still here," then it's like, well, we have means, like at the end of every race, you have means to record your incident, submit it to the stewards, and then we have a look at it, and then we give them a slap on the wrist or a no, it's not as bad as you thought it was, and that's happened before. Mostly like opposite, like to me, because everyone's guilty of this. Well, I've had a penalty because there's something the stewards love doing is giving each other penalties, right? And I remember there was one incident that I had where I rejoined the track, and my memory of it was, well, I got pushed off the track, so why didn't he give me room to come back on? Because he pushed me off the track, and he didn't push me off the track. I overestimated where he was. I thought he was further towards me than he actually was, and yeah, like I got a harsh penalty for it. I thought it was too harsh, but when you see it again, it's like it's a healthy mind should come round to it and go, well, I can see that. And we always say that to drivers as well. You don't need to agree with us. You just need to understand where the logics come from. And a lot of the time, drivers appreciate that. Because, like, at the end of the day, when there's an incident happened, like we had one in Brazil with Piastri this weekend in the F1, everyone turns into an expert armchair steward with those sort of incidents. And it's the same thing in sim racing, probably worse because it's personal. but yeah, as we see Flo, is it Scoob? Flo Scoob?
I go with Scub, but Scoob, I kind of like
Scoob,
more,
yeah, it's like Hanna-Barbera sort of stuff. It's great. Flo Scoob, probably getting all these wrong. So if you do,
welcome to the comms box where we get everything.
Yeah, if you have heard your name said wrong on this broadcast, let us know in the prototype sprint series chat on our Discord that you should all the drivers should be in it. They're watching this back. But yeah, if we do get your name wrong, we'll just start doing them all different ways. So Flo Scub, Flo Scoob. I think I'm not sure if he's Nordic because the sk makes a different noise in certain languages. So we can do like several different ones, really, Jack. But I don't know. But yeah, easy name here for you to do.
George Bear.
Yes.
No, excellent. This is George Barr, a driver that we're well familiar with around here. We see him every once in a while, diving through turn one. I think turn one's once your tire's up to temperature, it's a pretty straightforward corner in these cars. But lap one, turn one, no tire temperature, no tire blankets. It's well, sometimes it can be a game of chance if you have a full 20 car grid. But hopefully with the 9 LMP2 cars we have here, it'll be a little bit more simple for them to navigate that once we complete this session.
Fill me in now because the thing on the left says there's 12 of them, and you just said 9. Now,
yes.
Last time I checked, 9 wasn't 12.
You are absolutely correct, Mr. Roberts. Excellent. So the way that SimGrid helps fill out the roster when it comes down to the race is if you are signed up in the session, it will show you your name regardless of if you actually have any intention to show up to the actual race. Unless you've signed out of it, your name will be there. Basically, we can only assume that we only have 9 drivers because we've only seen these 9 on circuit. Only these 9 have put in lap time, so we might have a surprise.
Are you telling me that Rias, Delay, and Juan Day are not actually here today?
You would be correct. An expert butchering, good sir. That was exceptional. As our qualifying session where we didn't talk about race cars at any point is going.
Well, it's only quality,
Yeah, I agree.
How important is qualifying in an hour? How long is this race?
It is an hour.
Well, how important is qualifying in an hour-long race?
I would argue for especially for these drivers where there's only either 9 or 2 cars in your class, I don't think qualifying is going to make too big of a difference. It's more of a, it more shows us what people's pace might be. As Marco Badowski doesn't want to complete his final lap. He knows he's off, so he pulls into pit lane. And interestingly enough, the way he pulled into pit lane, he cut the pit entry line. And if you do that, you will get yourself a hefty penalty from the robotic LMU stewards. I learned that the hard way, where beat boofed, get slapped, basically.
So what they say?
Could be. I don't know. I'm not a robot, allegedly. See in our YouTube chat, we have Ryan Gill maybe thinking Ryan Gill.
No, can you say his name properly?
Rian Gill.
Rian Gill. Yeah.
Rian Gill is I think that's an agreement. I think Rian should be spelled Reeyan, Mr. Gilles, but you got the
we just got to be careful because I think Rian is a Rhiannon is a girl's name, but I'm not sure if Rian is a. I'm gonna check that. It's really. I only know Rhiannon is a girl's name.
While you check on that, we're gonna run through our qualifying results.
Oh yeah, that's qualifying.
As we see, Thomas Duhamel, number 4273, is on the pole. We didn't see a sub 1 minute time. I was kind of hoping for one, but close enough. A 1 minute 0.2. Flo Scub is in second place. Jelmer Maluma is in third. Michelle Rodriguez is in fourth position. Wow, I really can't speak today. Jimmy Van Emfrink, fifth place. Rian Gilles in sixth position. Marco Badowski, as I've been corrected. It's not Badowski, it's Badowski because it's Polish.
It's fine.
Oh, well, now you're saying it's fine. You bullied me earlier for this.
I didn't bully you at all.
You didn't bully me at all.
No, I explained what that W is. That's all.
I got a fun fact about Polish Americans. It was actually fantastic. We have Mr. George Barr in eighth and Peter Varga bringing up the rear of the P2 field. We see our pole sitter in the LMP3 field down there. Milan van der Weyken is starting in 10th, but is in a P3 car. And followed up by the one, the only, Louis Curtin, also known as Louis Kinder. And those four other names are drivers that didn't sign out of this race. So they'll get slapped by SimGrid for a no-show penalty. Possibly. I don't know. It'll be fine.
I don't know either.
It's all good. Everything's fine here. We do the best we can. Quickly, before they get rolling on their short formation, I'm going to run through the standings for the championship. We have a good amount of cars that have shown up, but I will begin with the LMP3 field where Maciej Kasperczyk is actually missing. This might be the first round I've ever seen him miss of a championship, but it's sitting pretty. 120 points at the top of the standing. Joe Dauber's in second with 35. Louis Curtin is also, well, I guess tied for second, but technically in third with 35 points as well. Matt Malcolm also is tied with 35 points. Milan van der Weyken has 30 in fifth. Richard Whittle, who I believe is signed out of the championship, is in sixth with 30 points. And if we move on to the LMP2 standings, which I should have already had pulled up, but I didn't, so I apologize. We have George Barr leading the field with 110 points to the good of Michelle Menes Rodriguez with 53. Peter Vargas in third with 50 points. Jamie Van Efrink is in fourth with 40 points, tied with Flo Scub, who also has 40. Marco Badowski Badowski, I'll get there, is in sixth position with 35 points. Freddie Merrily has 26 points. Jelmer Maluma has 23. And everybody else being Thomas Walters and Thibaut Roskam, have signed out of the championship. So I'm not going to say where they are in the championship because, booyah.
They're not classified.
Also, yes.
That's what you'd say.
I felt like saying booyah.
Not classified, booyah.
Exactly.
How do you pronounce that? Thomas Duhamel and Flo Scoob. How did Kevin Boss say his name? Yelmer Molmer?
I don't remember. I think I was saying Molina. I think I was saying Molima or something. And
Jaime Van Efrinken, Rian Gilles, Marco Badowski, and George Barr. Who else is next? Sorry, Pierre Varga. And that's a Jordan Delay.
All right. This is exciting.
What's the Jamie Reyes and Max Juan Day. Shit, I did that one wrong. I nearly swore. Milan van der Beeken, Lewis Egg, and where's Matt Malcolm today? Is he just not here?
He's just not here, it seems.
Damn.
No swearing with it.
No swearing. This
is a family show.
This is a family show.
Well, this family show is about to get rolling. Fortunately, no more calamities can befall us. It's just a short, slow pit limiter drive to the line.
That's what I respect as well. By the way, while we're doing the formation, have they got a full formation lap, or have they got like a small...
short, very short?
Right.
They're basically driving towards turn 11 right now.
I don't know if you or Cormac, because you're both American, ever had live children's TV shows, right? We had them in the UK, or used to, where like you had like an after-school thing where it just host it and go, and it'd just be like a thing where it's like, right, next up is this cartoon, and things that will go wrong. I don't know how on earth you don't swear in that situation. Anyway, I'm going to quickly hand it back to you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how they managed to do it. I think they're a lot more professional than we are, but we're getting ready. Lights are out. Lights are already green. It's an early start here for the Prototype Sprint Series here at Qatar. Everybody's sort of taking it easy on the start. Naturally, it's a long run down towards turn 1. Sort of trying to find your line, find open space, keep it spacious, keep it safe. It's very safe into turn 1, actually. No calamities, unlike last week. Duhamel doing what he needed to do, staying on the inside, leading into turn 1. Now they're already through turn 4. Well, actually, that's through turn 5. This little kink, it's technically a corner, believe it or not. Turn 6, but Duhamel number 4273. The numbers are there. I have to read them. It's my job.
We have to read what it says on the timing sheet. Sorry, we're contractually obliged to.
But it seems all 9 of our LMP2 cars are line astern in this first lap. That might be a first for this series. It's probably not a first that I can remember for sure, but Thomas Duhamel already, sort of stretching out the gap just a little bit. And here's our wonderful 2-car field of the P3 cars. They're on top of each other. That's Milan van der Beeken, chased by Louis Curtin. I say that we had all 9 LMP2 cars, but I just saw a 9th one in the back of shot. Unsure who that is. They probably got off to a bit of a poor start. Maybe they had a pit lane start as well. That could be the answer. Will Louis Curtin go around the outside to turn 1? He's thinking about it, but he's just can't quite keep it there. But he does do a switchback, which means if he's alongside, he isn't quite.
I don't think the chicane's really where you want to be overtaking. Plus, you've got
definitely not.
You got faster traffic coming behind you now. It's
Badovsky.
It's I wonder what's happened to him. I didn't see anything. I didn't see any incident. I was going to say, like, a rather sardonic and sarcastic. Well done, everyone. There was 12 of you, and you didn't have an incident. But they done better than the what we have, like the Alpine esports stuff a few weeks ago, or over the last couple of weeks, ended last week. And some of those esports drivers, and I can say this while I get on my soapbox now, Jack. Right?
Yes.
They can drive fast, right? But racecraft, oof. Oh, no. I must prefer watching some of this sort of stuff. It was a really interesting move though from who's it behind? It's not Van der Beeken, is it?
It is Louis Curtin is the one who's
Louis Kinderegg. Okay, so yeah, like he was coming around the outside. He did have the switchback, as you said, but we're coming into this really tight chicane here. I don't think really you want to be overtaking through here. I'm not really sure where the overtaking points are on this, apart from turn 1. Maybe the final turn, I guess, unless there's like a tight turn coming up soon.
Yeah, you can make it happen in turn 11. It is really difficult to do. You basically have to nail this sector and hope that the driver ahead of you makes a little bit of a mistake.
Or not do that.
Yeah, not do that. But yeah, those gravel traps are perilously perched. They're just trading it back and forth. This might be a turn 11 overtake. Let's see. No, Louis Curtin decides. Actually, it's the smart call. The LMP3 cars, the toe is quite strong and can be quite strong. So we can see already here he's closing. It's much more tactical. Speaking of racecraft, it's much smarter to wait until after turn 11, as Louis Curtin's doing here, and is able to get the drag all the way down, but didn't really get clear at any point. They're going to be too wide through turn 1, but Louis Curtin's got the
Tidy
inside.
move. Really
Yeah, tidy move. Well done. Actually, Fender Vacan's still side by side. I thought that would have been well done, but now they're going to try to go too wide through the chicane and onto the gravel briefly. I think these two know for a fact that they're the only two cars on track. They should work together to finish, but why not have a little bit of fun in the meantime? So I think we'll be getting some action from this pair, hopefully for the full hour.
And hopefully no tears at the end of it as well, because that was very dicey into the chicane. And we're still, guys, come on! You've had like a whole 40 minutes of practice to nail these where these gravel traps are. I've just seen them all build sandcastles for the last 2 laps. Come on, we're coming into through the final corner now. I swear this is the only place where you can. But going back to your point before, what you'll find is that when the car's sitting in its aerodynamic wake, it's got little air to push through the car behind, and then when you come out, just suddenly hit by a brick wall of air. And that's what you find with these sort of overtakes on the straights, is as you move out of the wake of the car in front, particularly these equal cars and stuff, that you just don't have the your car just slows down because it just hit this wall of air that it didn't have before. So you have to kind of time when you go through. I mean, Van der Vieken had the bloody hell, I'm getting all confused now with my thing. Louis Kinderegg had the it's going to get old very fast, isn't it? But he had the pace advantage as well as the slip. So yeah, as we move back, we see Mitchell Rodriguez and another car sliding behind him. I think that's Molmer. I think, or Malima. Kevin Boss is going to be upset with still saying that name wrong, isn't he, Jack?
Oh, absolutely. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a message from him already. He is in the YouTube chat. He said something earlier talking about, well, he was excited to hear your voice, Mr. Roberts. So I think that's good news. But
I can't believe I had a fan club. I have a fan club. What's going on?
Of course you do. Come on now. Everyone needs love, even if they're stewards. Man, there's
true. Yes,
Peter Varga just went wide briefly there and sort of gave that position rather easily back to Gilman Maluma. But yeah, I am impressed the amount of sort of as someone who has driven this track, not in the unrestricted P2 car, but the standard P2. It is interesting to sort of misjudge your throttle on that corners and maybe brush a little bit wide. But it seems that everybody's struggling today. As now, actually, I said it was Maluma who they got through Varga. It was Gill they got through last time. Maluma's going to try it around the outside into one. Seems to have it stuck. You have so much room at the exit of that corner that you can take it all the way wide, plant your foot nice and early. But Varga struggling now. He runs off track just a bit. It's Badovsky is the next to join this fight, which I got to say, Marco was well behind at the start of this race. I'm going to assume it was a pit lane start because we didn't see anything weird happening beforehand.
Peter Varga's all over the track. What is it with all these drivers and building sandcastles and these small gravel traps today? Peter Varga's visited and there's somebody else off here. I don't know who that is. Is that Mulmer? What did you call him? Malima?
That was the incorrect pronunciation. You're in the business of
we're trying to get Kevin Boss. There's other ways we can get Kevin Boss's attention because he may be sleeping, but I don't want to do that to Kevin because he may be sleeping with the broadcast.
Did I say Brian Mill earlier? Someone in chat saying Brian
Mill.
No,
didn't. I think everyone's trying to think of a way to say his name wrong.
Ah, fair. I like Brian Mill. That works.
Fantastic fight going on for P. Where are we now? P7. And that's Badowski's taken both Varga and Molmer in the space of a lap. Jack.
Yeah, it's actually Badowski's had an impressive amount of pace starting from way in the back is now chasing down Mr. Brian Mill or Mr. Ryan Gill, who goes super wide into in turn 8, sort of leaving the door open just a bit, but that wasn't turn 8, that was turn 9. He went wide in, but turn 10, because it switches back that other way, you can sort of make a mistake and not be too worried that someone might overtake you. But we're lined up yet again the long run towards turn 1. I think Badowski's going to be looking towards the inside here on Ryan Gill as we see through the rear wing. Yep, he goes. Gill decides not to defend at all, sort of lets Badowski through. And if he's not careful, Maluma might be looking for a move as well. But no, Gill sort of doesn't elect to fight that quite as hard this time. Oh, a big moment in the chicane. Can he keep it straight? No, he can't. Does he catch it? He does finally.
Wow, well done.
Well done indeed. Extremely dramatic moment, and just keeps driving like nothing even happened. That was an very interesting how the rear of that car sort of just snapped going in and then snapped coming out. I think we're gonna get the a quick replay there to maybe see what just happened, but well caught from Ryan Gill. Fortunately, miles of runoff, as we can see from whatever camera we decide to stick with. We are going to see on board here.
Steering cam. We're going on in there. We're going through the eyes of Ryan Gill.
We'll see. He's going in. He's sort of. I think he broke a bit on the chicane. Sort of new. Oh, and also we're here.
He locked up his tires. We've been told.
Yep. But yeah, because he has all that runoff, he's able to sort of find where his steering needs to be and keeps it going. But yeah, a little bit of a lockup. I think he took the entry way too wide, running up on that that middle point curb that's there. Is never an entirely good or smart thing to do. But I think Gill got caught out chasing down Badowski there. Badowski.
Well, I mean, one of the. I'm being judged for the way I go by our broadcaster here, but as I sip my tea and again, but I was gonna say it's a good recovery. I always think a good recovery is you're pointing the right way after you spun, and your rejoin is pretty safe. So yeah, it's a good recovery from Ryan, Mr. Gilner. I was gonna say I think before that spin, I was gonna say to you, Jack. I think for the sake of Ryan against Badowski. The game recognizes game, and I think Ryan knew that it's 50 minutes of the race still to go. I think Ryan probably made the decision that he wasn't going to be fighting this, fight with Badowski today. He probably was going to get past anyway, so you might as well not waste time trying to fight him for 50 minutes. If it was like 10 minutes ago, I think we would have seen a different, stance from Mr. Gill on Badowski, but we didn't. Well, obviously we didn't for this one because there's still 50 minutes of the race to go. So yeah, it's just sometimes racecraft is about choices, and yeah, I've seen and you make choices all the time on the racetrack. I forgot what the exact quote was, but I remember you both watched. You both watched NASCAR, don't you?
No, neither was much NASCAR.
No, man.
I'm
Jesse
so sorry.
Lee would know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm sure he would. He would be the man to ask.
Well, I'm going to nail this reference now. Right. So there's a bloke called Matt Kendrick, right? Oh, Matt Kenseth, sorry, not Kendrick. Matt Kenseth. Consistent, fairly nice guy. And then this young hotshot Joey Logano spun him one race. And then the next race, one of the next races, he said like Matt Kenseth said, like, you make decisions on the racetrack and you got to live with them or something like that. And then the next race he took him out, and then he got banned for like 2 races. So yeah, I'm not saying anybody should do that here, but I was trying to reminisce and trying to remember the quote exactly. But Jesse Lee would know exactly what quote I'm talking about, because the man is a NASCAR savant. Sometimes I swear
he is an oval messiah. Is what he is. And we've hearing that Maluma, as actually Jordan Daly has chimed in. He thinks maybe Malema, which I thought it was Malema, and then got corrected by Jordan, or not by Jordan Daly, they're speaking of Malema. Off. That is a moment. That might be missing a wheel or two. The way that sort of sunk in. We'll see on the replay. But now Jordan Daly saying Malema maybe. And so yeah, but more we're getting a decent amount of action in the YouTube chat. I'll sort of catch up real quick as we find the replay. Yeah, that is a missing tire. Oh yeah, okay.
Is it a barrier?
let's see. This is
And it's sad that we have to rewind and we get spoiled what happens.
oh, that's a big
It's
moment. I think
big
that's turn. I think
important.
that's between turn 8 and turn 9. That's between the
Is that
second
through
and
the-
third right-hander. That is the triple right. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a big moment. Sort of got up on the curb, and the nature of these prototypes is to once they start spinning, there's really no catching them. So it was sort of a tried to correct it, but corrected it the wrong way, as I've seen happen so many times, and it went into the
These two are still
barrier.
fighting.
Well, yes, and as I was gonna say, is we've been getting some info from the YouTube chat from MX Cars M4 that apparently Van der Weyken has waited on Louis Curtin so that they could keep fighting. Which I gotta say, if that isn't just the spirit of racing, I don't know what is. When you don't have much, to do on circuit with only 2 cars, you may as well make a race out of, the 2 that are here. So I think both these drivers, regardless of what happens on the racetrack, whether if they're able to gap the other, I think they're going to keep waiting on each other because you can guarantee they're having fun, and it's fun for us as well. To cut back to the 2 P3s amongst the P2 field that are just battling at it.
I was going to say, you got like 45 minutes of this race. You're going to get bored, stiffless. It's stiffless. I don't know what I say. When if you just run off into the sunset, and it's like, yeah, I'm winning. Oh no, I got no one to fight or make it interesting. So yeah, I completely get backing off and letting them fight each other. As we move on to our battle for P2, that's Menez Mitchell Rodriguez, and what's this? Jamie Van Effrink. Has he just gone off there, Jack?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, it was Michelle Rodriguez just making that mistake on the exit of turn 9, and Jamie Van Effrink just sort of said, "Cool, thumbs up. I'm gonna take it as normal."
Thumbs up.
Sayonara. Racing sometimes, if you don't have to fight for the move, you get a freebie. All racing drivers love freebies, and
sayonara.
A temporary freebie for Jamie Van Effrink. We'll see if Jamie can sort of drive away from the 47, but Michelle Rodriguez, certainly a quick driver that we've seen in this series, and our latest joiner being Duhamel, who's still currently leading us, is just driving away. I mean, you can see right at the tail of the shot, right at the head of the shot, I should say. He's just 3 seconds adrift from these two, and we have a bit of the Duhamel fan club saying that, hey, go Duhamel, P1 is the target. I think P1's always the target, but it's certainly a statement. Oh, what did we just see briefly? What was that? It's Peter Varga. What has happened? That was a brief jump scare.
No, he's not. He's not.
He's just sunken into the gravel. That was a jump scare.
He's just cycling for everyone, and suddenly you
see
that.
Well, that was a lot of spinning. That's the exit of turn 6 or exit of turn 5. Just dipped one wheel into the gravel.
That is a sad time.
Big hit. That was a big hit for Varga. Yeah, I'm surprised as well. I guess we should be glad the engine's in the rear of the car. Because if the engine was
in the front of these cars, just the suspension or something.
Maybe it's the fuel tank? I have no idea.
No, not the fuel tank. Why would you put the fuel tank in the front? It's not a Porsche.
I guess that's true. I don't know.
Speaking of fuel tanks and prototypes, while we're between incidents, Jack, I should tell you my favorite prototype story. This is from the late 90s when it was a bit of a cowboy thing going on, right? Now, the rules were that you had to build a prototype. You had to make 2 road-going versions, right? You don't have to sell them. You just have to build 2 road-legal versions of your Le Mans prototype, okay? And Toyota and Nissan discovered a loophole, which was you had to have space, like luggage space, for a set of golf. I think it's like a golf bag and some clubs, right? FIA. So you tell me why they're obsessed with golf, right? But Toyota and Nissan worked out that it didn't say it had to be a separate compartment to something else. So what they argued and what the FIA accepted was, well, if you empty the fuel tank, then it acts like a bonnet. It acts like a trunk or a boot. So yeah, they got around that. And obviously the FIA had to,
change the ruling.
change
I
it
can
for
imagine.
next year. But yeah, I always found that quite funny that they just said, well, the fuel tank's there where you put your golf club when it's empty, which is like, I don't know why somebody would ever go, yeah, fair enough. He's got something there. It's it's just one of those things, really. I don't think you would have accepted that these days, but yeah, just
Oh,
wild to me.
certainly not. But no, that's one of the great stories. There's so many of those. I think one of my
It,
favorites as far as dodging homologation rules. I know Lancia did that in the 70s during Group B
oh, the
with the
500 car
037.
trick.
The 500 car trick made famous by the Grand Tour, I would argue, because I didn't
Yeah.
know about it, and it was a brilliant story, brilliantly told. But I love the sort of tricks that manufacturers would do to sort of skate around the rules when there's a lot less money floating around the sport. Back in the day, there's not quite as much of that now, and if there were, sure, news outlets would pick up on it, and it would become a whole big scandal.
I think
So
in the world of social media, it's very difficult to actually do some of the stuff. Like for instance, um, Lancia really wanted to win the Monte Carlo Rally one year, and Audi had such a good car, the Quattro. It was just beating their I forgot what it was called. I'm so embarrassed. I can't remember what the Lancia is called now. As we see,
that was the 037 that was challenging
yeah,
the
the
Quattro.
037. Thank you. And they were struggling in that when it was icy. So what they did was they just bought all the salt they could, so road salt, right, and just covered all the roads in it, and all the snow melted. So that car 2-wheel drive car was faster than the 4-wheel drive car on tarmac. So yeah, they just won basically by, I wouldn't say cheating, but you wouldn't be able to get away with that these days. Like if I don't know, there's only 2 manufacturers in bloody WRC now, so you wouldn't see Ford doing that just to make Toyota go slower, for instance, right? But because most people would just report on it, whereas back in the 80s you didn't have everyone with a bloody mobile phone and camera being able to access the internet.
Definitely.
What do you
Well,
call it?
I think
Oh,
we
I'm rambling, sorry.
the upside. I think the upside of it being the age of social media is we have the age of sim racing, such as what we're doing today. Because what we're doing today wouldn't have been possible, you know, 10, 15 years ago for sure. I mean, we have
What, in
great.
2015?
Yeah, maybe wouldn't have been as sorry. It isn't as sophisticated as it is
It
now
isn't as,
today,
no, I think
and
COVID's helped a
easily
lot.
accessible, for sure. I mean,
Yeah, I think
anybody can pick up sim racing. You can do it, on a keyboard and mouse. You can do it with a controller, or you can be a cool, awesome gamer and have a bunch of cool, awesome gamer gear, like
Game of
many of us
Gear.
do. Which it may have been a bit forced, but there's ever going to be a good segue into talking about some of our
No, it's
partners
not.
that can
No, it's
help you
not a bad
with
segue.
gamer gear.
I was trying to encourage you into the segue.
I was thinking
I knew
about it.
what you were
Sorry,
doing.
I paused for a second. Like I thought maybe you were gonna make
No,
it
I
a little
don't
bit.
do
All right,
advertisements, mate.
all
No, I'm
right.
terrible at
No.
them.
I thought maybe you were gonna rescue me from my poor
No,
attempts.
no,
But
no.
now is as good a time as
No,
any.
because there was nothing to be rescued from. It was good. I
That's
wasn't
true.
gonna. I
That's
was gonna.
true. I should have believed in myself.
Yeah, you
I
should.
should
It's
believe
fine.
in
Don't worry. You're
myself
fine.
more.
You're fine, mate. Nobody saw it. Don't worry. Nobody's heard it.
You're right.
Pretend the last minute didn't happen, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, regarding our partners, which are some amazingly wonderful people, they help us do what we do here on RCI, which is watch cars go in circles and point and go, that's cool. And first
Well, it's
person
cool.
I would love to thank. It is cool. I love this.
Go on,
This is
go on.
I love
Pretty nailing
this.
this. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm I'm trying. First off, I want to thank Ready Set Sim, where using their RSS sim builder, you can build the rig of your dreams as Michelle Rodriguez is diving around the P3 car there. See, this happens every time I go for I talk about our partners. Something always happens on circuit.
Yeah, like
But it's
Rodriguez was more ready, set, send than
ooh,
Ready, Set, Sim, but
ooh, that was nice.
that's wit for you, okay, ladies and gentlemen. That's wit. But
Phil
go on,
Roberts.
sorry, you were talking about Ready, Set, Sim.
He's here all week. But yeah, with Ready Set Sim, you can build the sim rig of your dreams or your budget with the RSS Sim Builder. Great way to either upgrade your sim or build a brand new one if you are interested. And once you have that sim, once you're ready to get racing, As I'm being told, something might have happened to Menace Rodriguez, but
Well, until we
everything
know,
looks pretty
or we
normal
find
at the
out, let's
moment.
continue your read.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, once you have your gear and once you're ready to tackle. Oh, I had to turn one spin. I've seen it. I've done it. It is, after all, probably getting on the power just a bit too early. Let's see. Probably that would be my best guess. Just a sort of innocuous on your own spin, which is tough. And if you find yourself spinning a lot, you find yourself, not really adjusting to a circuit. Boy, do I have news for you, Coach Dave Delta. Coach Dave can help you climb the sim racing ladder, help you learn new circuits, help you get fast quick with their apps, setups, and coaching for all your favorite sim titles, including Gran Turismo 7 and Automobilista 2, which is crazy. And everybody knows faster lap time
But
begins
Jack,
with Delta.
if you're enjoying what you're seeing right now
Ooh,
on LMU, do they do LMU as well?
they do LMU as well.
Oh, they do LMU as well. There you
They
go.
do all of the greats. They do iRacing, they do GT7, they do AMS2, they do. Well, actually, I don't know if they. I was gonna say maybe Race Room, but I don't think they do Race Room. I don't know if anybody does Race Room.
They do a
I'm
lot of
hoping
things.
They do a lot of things, and they're wonderful, and their tools are amazing. Their setups are handy. I end up using them very often when I have no idea what I'm doing. Jamie Van Effrick, a little bit of a sort of, wiggle there, as that's our. I just realized, wait, Van Effrick has taken the lead of this race. When did that happen? What is going on?
About 10 seconds ago, while you're doing your ad read, or your
That's
part of the read.
awesome.
Oh, so much fun!
Oh
I didn't see
no.
that.
Thomas
Is that
Duhamel.
is that well, how do you pronounce his name? Sorry, Thomas.
I'm saying Duhamel.
Duhamel. Okay, we'll do that.
But
So,
yeah,
Duhamel.
we'll
Yeah, that's fine.
we'll
That's fine.
Duhamel that.
See
Apparently,
the wit on this man. Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
apparently Duhamel must have been struggling at some point for Van Effrink to take the lead of this race. That must have been, the second of the spins, maybe. We'll see if we can go hunting.
Just lit up the rear tires or something.
I can pretty much guarantee that he did.
Guarantee.
He's in the toe there. He's thinking about it. He hits his braking point. Yep. Brakes at the second board, between the second and the first board there. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it just kind of sort of runs it offline almost. Because you traditionally would run it all the way out. So maybe narrowing that line, getting on power too early. That's unfortunate there for Duhamel, but still have 33 minutes to go. So I think if this series has taught me anything, it is literally anybody's game. Someone could have an incident later in the race. Often Duhamel could get back to the pace that they were showing early in the race and chase down Jamie Van Effrink. And who knows? The lead could change again.
You can't spell Racing Club International without if. Okay, so yeah, I do agree.
I agree too. I don't. Sorry, that one that was unexpected. That one threw me off a bit.
I had to think for a while, and I was just like, I got to do the awkward bit now. I
think that was good. I think
it's a Murray Walkerism, because he used to say you can't spell if without F1, and it's like, oh my god.
Technically, in some weird wacky way. Oh, sudden George Barr enters the fray. This is a P2 car on the P3s. After all, it is multi-class. Believe it or not, this is multi-class. But the LMP2s have an easy day, considering there's only 2 cars they need to get by, and those 2 cars basically are sharing the same piece of circuit the entire race. They're still going 30 minutes on. They're still sort of cat and mousing each other, sort of messing around, trying to figure out what's what. I think Van der Vaeken lift there just a bit for them to go too wide. Maybe he made a mistake. Well, Louis Curtin knows better than to go too wide there. I feel like we're going to see a drive-through at some point in this race. The amount of times they're cutting that corner, I gotta say.
It depends how much time they gain, doesn't it? Because the way this game works is like point-based, I think.
Yes, correct. So yeah, depending on how much time they gain, they'll either get 0.25, 0.5. You can get 1, 1.5, 2, 3 points. I would imagine for this race, it's either 4 or 5 points they have of sort of bank, so they can get enough penalties up to that 4 or 5 points, and once they breach that, then they get the drive-through penalty.
So it's not like a trigger like you have in other racing games where the trigger is simply just a thing where if your car goes off track, then and you don't presumably return a position. Oh, and then we had a off here. That's a bit of a vibrating car there as it came back on the track. That's a Flow Scoob. And I wonder what sort of Zoiks moment he had there. We're going to find out.
That was excellent. I think,
But,
that's turn 1. That's instead of at the exit of turn 1, that's mid-corner. Turn 1, I think I sort of cursed the corner.
Too much trail braking. Yeah.
Oh no, I think it's too. I think it's. Well, I also think it was a bit too late on the brakes as well, and sort of tried to get it slowed down while turning. Yeah, it just looks like. I mean, that's you want to be braking. Well, I can't say specifically in these cars, but you want to be braking before that final Rolex board. You probably want to be braking between the second and the third. We'll see. We'll get all the graphics in front of us. We'll see. Oh, it was an attempt for a lift and coast, and I think it just gave it about 80% brake pressure instantly in these cars with their lack of ABS.
It's ABS, but it's also how much brake bias you have. So obviously, as your car, as you put brakes in your car. Did we see somebody with a DT then, or was it just me on that thing? But I got distracted a bit. But basically, what you have is like as the car brakes, it pitches forward, so you have more grip on the front tires. But then to make it even more spinny, you obviously have less weight on your rear tires. So as you turn in, the rear tires act kind of like a handbrake on a rally car. Like they just turn round basically because there's not a lot of pressure pushing the rear tires down. It's good if you want turning, but obviously, if you do too much of it, then you just end up spinning basically. So yeah. But yeah, was there Van Effering there coming in for a DT or did he pit? I don't know what the pit rules are for this one.
Well, so there is no mandatory stop, but the LMP2 cars can't go a full hour on fuel. So I would assume that's just he's going to pit at 50%, grab some fuel enough to get to the end of the race, and go on. The LMP3 cars, however, around this circuit, I can't say for sure, but they can go 110, not 110. They can go like 70, 75 minutes per tank.
75 minutes to an hour and a quarter.
Yes. They can go a good long time on fuel if they fuel save even further. But those two, that's Curtin and Van der Weken, who they're just going to keep racing each other, keep driving around until the checkered flag drops. We saw there briefly that Van Effering is the only one to have entered pit lane so far of our. Well, actually, no. Peter Varga is still running around. I was going to say of our current runners, but no. Peter Varga
Scoot's in the pits as well. I just noticed.
I think we're getting a biddle of a pit cycle. I guess
a biddle.
I'm gonna say that. I don't know what happened. Is Flow Scub possible retirement from? Oh, Peter Varga has a drive-through. I see that now. Well, I think.
Oh, that's yeah. It's a big red thing that says DT, which usually means drive-through, unless it means something else. But
we're seeing a. Not sure what we're looking for here, but
basically, the top class. Are you expecting them to pit, Jack?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's Flow Scub. He's up on his jacks. He's in his pit box.
Maybe he didn't say his pit widget correctly then. So Cormac, our broadcaster, is in our ears at the minute, speculating that he didn't do the pit stop for him. Oh, hang on, it's not spooky. I don't know what's happening here with Flow Scub. We can just merely speculate.
The Scooby snackinest driver on this grid. Well, no, moving again. I think that was just a normal pit stop. I think. I sort of had a feeling just I should know from all the pit stops and all the races I've commentated thus far on this game, but apparently I'm still learning things. I believe that it does pick you up and put you back down if you're not taking tires, is how it might work. So I
Which
think that
would
that was
make sense,
entirely
yeah.
normal, an entirely normal pit stop, and we all made a bit of a mountain out of a molehill there. But that's okay. If we didn't make mistakes and everything went perfectly, this would not be a prototype sprint series.
Well, as I say, nobody's
broadcast.
infallible.
Did you say that?
Infallible.
That is true. I'm pretty sure. I like as Phil said, nobody's infallible. He's right. Nobody is.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a joke, and I feel like it went over Jack's head, but I hope it didn't. But it may have done. It may have done.
Oh,
And as we were discussing the meta of jokes, we nearly had Dumal have a bit of a comedy of his own, but fantastic recovery there. And he remains in third place. And Badowski's actually moved up to P2. I don't know how this has happened. Like, is he just this fast? Is he an alien?
Could be. I'm wondering, is Duamal now deciding maybe to fuel save? Because the pace that he was showing at the beginning of this race was effectively second to none. The fact that he's already dropped not one but two positions could lead that maybe... I don't know if it's possible to fuel save to the end of the race.
Yeah,
I have no idea. We'll see now that we have the throttle and brake trace. Oh, that's
we
pretty...
can see if he's ordered the Ferrari at Lyco.
Yeah, that's pretty racy there. Is he gonna... Nope, that's...
I think the problem is that some of these medium speed corners you can afford to just coast through them so it doesn't look. I think the only time we're going to tell is probably through turn 1. Oh, and Badowski's pitting.
Badowski is pitting. Yeah, and we don't have the virtual energy display in these cars because, of course, these cars don't have, the virtual energy requirements of the...
They have real energy.
They have real energy, also known as petrol. They got gas.
Now, Jack, do you know why the Brits call it petrol and why the Americans call it gas?
I have no idea why the Americans call it gas. I think it's idiotic to refer to.
It's short for a word.
Well, it's short. It's gasoline, but still referring to a liquid as gas to me is just completely insane.
The British call it
petroleum.
Petroleum. Yes, very good.
Yes.
See, we learned more things today. It's great.
Welcome to the Phil and Jack Learning Corner.
I like
racing is second to one thing, and that's learning.
And knowing it's half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle.
What's that from?
I wish we could like clip the more you know star with the noise right now. Or I could overlay that over the stream. That'd be great.
Wait, was that in G.I. Joe? I don't remember that being in G.I. Joe.
I'm pretty sure yes, that is in G.I. Joe. That's what I remember it from, anyways.
I just remembered, but that's what learning is half the battle's from. But I just thought it was G.I. Joe. I don't know.
Oh, I was thinking the do. The more you know. That's what I was thinking. It's entirely separate thing.
We never really had any of those as kids. we never had as we see who's this going past these two? Our two LMP3 bros now.
They just keep swapping positions. They swap.
I can't read them.
It's because he streams it at low quality. We can't read it. I know. I complain every week. Oh, Louis Curtin's gonna go around the outside. No, Vander Vaken's gone around. Oh, and Curtin said, "All right, this is fine. I'm gonna let you keep going."
No, he didn't. He's in the gravel.
He's letting his bro regain the speed so they can keep racing. This is the most
like
camaraderie. This is beautiful stuff. This is incredible. Yeah. This is beautiful stuff that we're witnessing. This
I feel like clapping like at the end of Cool Runnings.
I agree, but they were swapping positions back and forth the whole lap, and it's like, well, we're not going to have the fun end here. As immediately Louis Curtin's maybe thinking about attacking him into turn 1. It's hard to tell from this. Yeah, I was going to say it's hard to tell from this camera shot whether he was actually overlapped, but I think he was maybe sticking outside of the toe so he wouldn't catch up to Vander Vaken into turn 1. I think these two are just
like the camera shot because it means that we don't know until they start turning in. So it's like a bit of suspense for us.
We don't need to know everything. We need.
We don't
to be
need to know
surprised.
everything. What are we, commentator? Oh yeah.
We don't know. We know nothing. By the way,
Have you
we don't
seen
know
the
how to say
chat?
people's. We don't know how to say people's names. I don't know how to speak the English language. I do not know what a kilometer is. That is for sure.
It's 1,000 meters.
What's
Do you know
a
what a
meter?
meter is?
No.
What's a meter?
How many inches is that?
I can tell you how many feet it is.
How many hamburgers is that?
How many football fields per moon landing?
That is an official.
No, it's not. What are you trying to measure with that? Football fields per moon landing.
Yeah,
No,
it's an
come on.
official U.S. measurement. We use
Right,
it
you're gonna
for.
tell me what you use that for. Go on. Because you just make it up.
So you know what the drag strip? You know how there's like the 60
right, I'm gonna
line?
swear on this broadcast now if you're just making this up.
Wait, so if we are making this up, you're gonna swear. So I'm gonna clear the air and say we're not. We aren't making this up. We're telling the truth.
Right,
So that you don't
I'm gonna
swear?
look. I'm gonna ask my Uncle Google. So what did you say? Football
Football
fields per moon landing.
This is the learning show, and Phil Roberts is about to learn that he's being lied to. Cormac, I think.
Yeah, of course Cormac's memeing in my ear.
Cormac's making a bunch of noise, trying to. Well, I would say normally trying to get us to break, but we are already well broken. And quite honestly, the racing's been a very good point from Mr. Malloy.
There's a 3-year-old Reddit thread on this. That's it.
He said that broken would imply that we were at any point put together, and we aren't. We weren't. Flo Scub now giving the flash, saying, "Get the heck out of my way," as Vander Vaken and Louis Kinder made a little bit of contact there through turn one. They're still racing as hard as ever, and now they have some P2s to briefly keep them company.
Well,
George Barr.
We may be broken, but we're put together with pure gold, like Kintsugi in Japan.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
We're actually a lot
welded
better
together with gold
because we're willing to show off laws in gold.
Ooh,
okay.
Yes.
There you go, kids. You can have learning, and
I was going to say more
positive,
learning.
Yeah, positive reinforcement as well. That's what we're doing today.
Learning and therapy. We are not licensed. We are not licensed.
We're not licensed therapists, no.
Nor will we ask for money. But we're here to try to make
and
you
therapy
happy.
at the same time. I'm not sure about
Racing
that.
is therapy. Come on now.
Have you ever raced in a 24-hour on your own in the midnight shift?
No, I will let you know. I will let you know in 2 weeks how that feels. Because
so the only time
LMU is doing a 24 hours of Le Mans, and we will be.
Well, good
many
luck.
Many of the RCI folk will be doing the 24 hours.
So I've done a night shift once, Jack, and my teammate, I won't say who it is, but he said to me, Phil, I need you not to make me laugh when I'm driving. Like, talk to me, but don't make me laugh. So instead, what I did was I made him laugh when I was in the car, because I like talking, because it takes my mind off, driving. I like knowing that I'm still got company with me, if that makes sense. So sometimes I just say something, and then I forgot what it was, but I just said 2 words. Oh, that was it. He asked me a question, and I just went, "That's right." Like, like a children's TV character would, and he just started laughing. So I found an easy way to make him laugh for the rest of the morning, which passed the time greatly when you're not fighting for position for 6 hours. As we see, speaking of not fighting for position over these two are, but then is that George Barr?
Yep, I think George Barr had an incident, and because he was wide at turn 11, and has to now re-overtake these cars. Yeah, he sort of thinking maybe he was going to go left, but fortunately decided at the right time to go around to the right. That's definitely where you want to be as the faster class cars, to take the inside of that corner. Vander Vaken's on the gravel again.
Yes.
These two are thinking about swapping positions again. I must say, if
Is that the word of the
Milan
day?
van der Weyken or Louis Curtin are either watching now or listening now or watch this back. Thank you both, because you've given us,
Made the
frankly,
time
something to
pass.
watch. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and also given us...
Just please, if you're making sandcastles on purpose, fine. But if it's
Van der Weyken, this might be the first bit of defending we've seen into turn one. Everyone's just sort of hugged to the
oh, he's
racing
going on the
line.
outside again.
He's thinking about
He's
it.
gonna get on the
Can
power early.
Can he keep it? Oh, no,
No,
not
he's
the
on the gravel.
No, it's the gravel. I think Van der
gravel's
Weyken sort of
cursing
ran him a bit out of room, but I think, you know,
to see that one again.
as a steward, I would say
Yeah.
that. Would you say that was clean? I would say that was clean.
Well, it looked from the what you have to do is you have to word it carefully so you don't get you know. So what I'm going to say to you now, Jack, is some of the keys to saying things about incidents in a broadcast that cover you for future. So you can say, from the camera angle given, it looked like he was given room, because so that's what you say instead, okay?
That's good.
And then you're always fine. Then at that point, not that anybody's gonna, like, you know, then he swore. Then, not that anybody's gonna like.
Oh no!
He spun.
Louis Curtin's around. No, but
Well, from that camera angle, we could see that he spun. So
from that camera angle, it is my singular opinion that
yeah,
Louis Curtin got on the throttle a bit early in turn 11.
you could tell that from that camera
Spun
angle.
round.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, just from, you know, that camera angle, in my personal opinion. I hope, and honestly, I'm pretty certain that Milan's gonna give that time back. But we'll see. We'll see if I was correct. And given that I could see the throttle trace was green, I think I might have been right. But a little bit of wash and a little bit of throttle, a little bit of aero wash plus a little bit too much throttle enough to spin around. But he got it back straight again and rolling before the gravel trap. So, you know, pretty impressive save there. It counts for something.
Well, he's pointing the right way, like we said about Ryan's incident. As long as you're pointing the right way, it's a good recovery, because there's nothing worse than pointing the wrong way, and then all the girls are laughing at you, and then you try and spin, like, you know, you clutch kick spin, and then you end up facing the same way again instead of facing the other way, and then everyone's laughing at you then. So it looks cooler when you know, when you're trying to impress the lady pixels or something like that. Okay, so
I think
just testing his wheel there just to see if there's any damage.
I think that and also a possibility of a wiggle of thanks for Van der Weyken for waiting for him. Ultimately, it is a return of favor, because, you know, as we saw earlier, Van der Weyken spun and Louis Curtin waited immediately. So these two are in it for the laughs. They're in it for the joy. They're in it for the love of racing. Louis Curtin is almost dead again, but he keeps it straight and keeps it going. It was very similar to what we saw for Ryan Gill, but maybe a bit less dramatic. And we happened to be on board, so it was extra exciting. But any landing you can walk away from is a good one. I know we're not flying planes, but I feel like that's somewhat applicable.
These are kind of like planes, but in reverse, if you think about it.
And indeed.
Maybe they did.
Oh no! It was Van der Weyken that time.
What's wrong? Have they got like low downforce on these cars? What's going on?
I would imagine that these are pretty edgy setups, because it's some high speed, high downforce corners, but then the straight is so long and so prevalent on the circuit that you'd want to be running sort of minimum wing. So let's see here. Oh, we did tap the wall. I think he built too tall of a sandcastle there. Let's see, he's going now through turn 10. Yep, that was too much sandcastle. And
that's a bit of a...
That's going to be some suspension damage, I believe, for Milan. We'll see if he repairs the car, but he probably won't. Oh, and that's what we saw last time round. But instead, it's Louis Curtin. Or instead of Louis Curtin, it's Milan van der Weyken. His car is crabbing, I think.
It doesn't look very happy. It's not a very happy LMP3.
Certainly not.
Because yeah, that's... It does.
We'll see.
That's a heck of a spot. If you thought that was crabbing from that view, I couldn't tell. That looks like a crabbing car to me.
Yeah, I've seen these cars enough to know. Also knowing Milan van der Weyken and knowing that he's not a slow driver who makes tons of mistakes.
He's
one
not the
after the other.
crabbing
So
type.
I think he's telling Louis Curtin that it's time to box and I need to repair the car and to wait for him. So maybe we'll see Curtin come into pit lane just after, or maybe this could be the end of the saga.
No, they've still got 10 minutes left. If this was like a minute left, I'd understand, but
yes,
still got like 10 minutes
hopefully.
left,
Oh, Flo Scubs round again. That's
no Scoob.
Is that turn 1? That is turn 1.
Yes, turn 1.
That's turn 1.
I'm gonna say he spun his own again.
Surprisingly.
Is that another car that spun in the background as well on that video, or is it just on the replay? So when it goes to the next camera, I swear that purple. Oh, never mind. The purple car. I thought it was recovering from a spin. It just looked like the other car.
Yeah, it's because the one was going into pit lane, so it
yeah,
looked like they were not. They were.
I do apologize to the purple car. I don't know who it is.
Oh yeah, ooh, that was just kind of.
Probably the more trail braking because he's like spinning before the apex. So.
Yeah,
understandable. See the
right.
thing in the bottom right, bottom right, left of the speedometer.
Oh, yeah, that he has
rear wing damage.
That's not rear. That would be diffuser damage. So yeah, he's got orange diffuser damage. Which, to be fair, to get diffuser damage, that much diffuser damage, and not lose your rear wing is pretty impressive. So I think that. Yeah, just a little minor locking in the rear, probably combined with the lack of downforce from that damaged diffuser. It's just, a bit of a spin. I think it was funny to notice that at the far left of that shot, you could see clipping into the frame the part of the wing mirror. A little bit random, but that's just LMU things. Our broadcaster tools are few and far between. Everything's a little bit janky, but it's still.
No, that's cool. We are the wing mirror at that point. Right?
Could be, but then that would be like seeing your own ear. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think that made sense.
No, that sounds freaky to me.
That does sound freaky. Something I did absolutely just realized. Never finished thanking our partners. I got to coach Dave Delta. And
you got to coach Dave.
We got well distracted. So I'm gonna get to those. Our next partner, Green Man Gaming. Fantastic service for getting huge savings on not just sim racing titles, but tons and tons of PC games, including new arrivals. I actually, before I started with RCI, I was a fan of Green Man Gaming. I like not paying full price for things, and Green Man Gaming is a good way to get savings on what are already really expensive things. Video games, let's be honest. $70, that's too expensive. Green Man Gaming, they can help you with that. And possibly a favorite of mine, Those Are Racing. Thank you to them. I only say that they're my favorite because there's an R5 sitting about 3 feet to my right. That's how I get to race. And we appreciate them partnering with us, and we appreciate their high quality direct drive hardware that doesn't break the bank. Not only racing hardware, but flight sim hardware and trucking hardware, which has become more and more popular in recent years.
I need to get that for my rig, for my wheel, actually, my wheelbase.
I think it's only like a $200 trucking wheel, and it's got lots of all the buttons.
No, not the trucking wheel, the indicator stalks and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, those are cool as well.
Yeah, because you can use them for insurance racing as well, I presume.
That's true. Yeah, you can bind them basically to anything, I would assume, based on my experience with the.
Can you imagine how satisfying it is flashing someone by just like, I'm not sure if you had them in America, but in Europe, there's one stalk on the wheel that does everything lighting wise, indicators, and then you pull it towards you and it flashes them. Can you imagine how satisfying it would be? Just like your flash button is the same as in your car.
That sounds amazing, yeah, because I use my left hand and pull out with my middle finger and pull the stock back to flash people, and I would love to do that in a race car. Give him the finger.
Give him the bird.
Give him the bird of lightness. Oh, that's Curtin going around.
Oh,
behind me on Van der Veken.
That's okay. We're pointing the right way. It's fine.
He is pointing the right way, but that did answer the question that Louis Curtin did. Oh well, actually no. I think Milan Van der Veken was a lap down at that point.
Yeah,
possibly.
We'll see what happens in the future because I'm pretty certain they're not going to charge away from each other. But
No, there's no way it could end quite like that. But speaking of
can't end
ending,
like
we're
this.
almost to the end of thanking our partners. Second to last is Pimax, who delivers class-leading clarity with their current range of VR headsets. If you're looking to get into VR for racing, there's no better way to go other than Pimax. I think racing in VR is really fun. I'm a lot slower when I do it, so I usually only do it when I'm not competing. Well, I'm slow already, but anything that makes me extra slow is a problem. But racing in VR is so much fun. If that's something that's interesting to you, check out Pimax. They're wonderful. And final special shout out to Motorsport UK for having us as a recommended esports community. It is an honor and a privilege to be on their list. And it took me, I don't know, technically about 30 minutes to do that, but I did it. And we're going to see now what's Peter Varga has been doing. He's been Verga. Peter Verga. Is it turn 1?
What was that supposed to be?
Oh, that's not turn 1. That's turn 9.
It's one of the fast multiple right-handers. I think we're into the
that's
part of the track.
that's turn 9. Ooh, that's a lot. That's way too much speed into there. Actually, no, that was turn 8. Turn 8 is probably
close enough.
Turn 8, if you have everything squared up, at least in my experience, it can be done, flat out. If you square up turn 7 first, and then sort of you can plant your foot through turn 8 and almost through 9. But it's we actually haven't sort of checked in with our P2 field in a while. As far as our leaders, we've been too engrossed with the story of friendship that's been Louis Curtin and Milan van der Veken. It is a story of that's what it's all about.
What's going on here?
It's a learning channel. It's about learning about friendship, and it's a family show. That's what we're all heart here at RCI.
Friendship.
That's who we are.
What a terrible thing to teach children about friendship.
Friendship. But yeah, Michelle Menes Rodriguez is still leading the field as we're in the closing stages. Only 4 minutes and a bit remaining, but Duhamel is close and is closing.
That wrong. Oh yes, yeah. I mean sugar. That's the word. You didn't hear me swear. Then you heard me say something else. It's fine. Sorry. I got his. I keep getting Mitchell's name wrong. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's Michelle and not Mitchell, but.
Oh, Michelle. Okay.
Listen, as long as you're trying your best, that's all that matters. As long as you're trying best and having fun, that's all that matters. That's a learning. That's learning.
Anyway, so
that's math.
We have leaders half a second to a second between each other. Still an interesting fight for P1. Oh
yeah, I think Thomas Duhamel has stopped with the mistakes and is now gritted their teeth and is like, all right, it's enough messing about. It's time to go and win this thing. I mean, last lap it was 1.2, but it's not. It's that gap has been halved. So do you think he was fuel saving? So he should have enough real energy to get to the end of this race. Has he pitted? Cormac, may we see the pit thing?
The pit thing.
If you have a chance. Very professional here, the pit thing.
Well, yeah, Cormac's just going into the back room now, swearing at us because we've asked for it now.
Yeah, and we'll see, but I would assume, everybody would have had to have stopped. No, I think maybe it was a fuel save.
Times.
I think Varga's been been struggling. That's somebody. That was Louis Kirton who was off just there in that front of that shot. But yeah, I think he was fuel saving at the beginning of that stint so that he could have short fuel and really push towards the end, because he is really pushing now. The question is, it seems that Louis Curtin is, I think that is a 1 next to his name. He is still leading this race. Van der Veken, I guess he hasn't given the position back. And we're going to hit, I think, I'm going to cross my fingers, hopefully our final replay of someone spinning in turn 1. We got 2 minutes left. These guys, they're professionals. They can keep it on circuit for 2 minutes, right? Let's see, George Barr's coming ahead. You would hope so. But I think he just maybe misjudges his braking point. And sort of interesting how I think he gave it a little bit of left lock and locked the rears at the same time, and it went left instead of going right. Very interesting.
We've had
We'll
plenty of
see.
sandcastles there today as well. Looking
Tons.
great.
The desert is reclaiming this track. We'll see if Louis Curtin ends up taking this victory, or maybe giving it to Milan, or maybe leaving it for a last lap shootout. We'll see, but it's looking like it might be a bit of a last lap shootout between Michel Menes Rodriguez and Thomas Duhamel, number 4273. Let's see. I think the gap now under half a second easily. Duhamel seeming a lot quicker, a lot more confident in the double right. Now we're going through turn 10 towards turn 11. I would argue this is the final overtaking opportunity here as they're going to come down towards turn 1. It's close on the back, quarter of a second. Let's see, was the exit good enough? You can see the gap down below the center of your screen. It is decreasing, but is it decreasing by enough to make a move into 1? We'll see.
No,
Rodriguez does go defensive. He's close, not close enough. Maybe with the switchback. No, he touches the rear of Menes Rodriguez. It spins the car. He was trying to go for the switchback there. And here's Van Efrink to pick up the pieces and take that P2 away. Duhamel didn't get P1 and might not be getting second place if everything goes well for Van Efrink, but it was a strong move to try to make, and it was misjudged by millimeters, quite honestly. It really wasn't a big impact there, but we'll see if Duhamel can catch up before turn 11. He's going to have to dive in turn 11 if there's going to be a move to be made. We'll see. Van Efrink not electing to go defensive. He knows that there's really no way that Thomas Duhamel can get alongside. He's going to push it as far as he can at the exit of the corner, but I think that's going to do it for... Oh, he's gone. He decided he's not going to hang around. He's not going to do an in-lap, but that was our final lap. We missed our leader, Michel Menes Rodriguez, crossing the line, but they did, in fact, win the race. Jamie Van Efrink came and finished ahead of Thomas Duhamel, and here's the guy who we're going to just say started from pit lane. Confidence. That's what this is. He started from pit lane, climbed up to fourth position. I think a pretty solid drive starting from that far back in the field, made headway very quickly into the race. And George Barr, a driver that had quite a bit of pace, had quite a bit of spins, but I think that basically applies to every single driver out here. As you see, George Barr getting ready to cross the line is the final car to cross the line, and does so. Both of our LMP2 drivers, because they were laps down, ended up finishing a bit earlier than some of the LMP3s, and it's Louis Curtin who did win, I guess, accepting that, Van der Veken needing to pit because of damage was the deciding factor between their battle. But it was a good one. It was a good 45 minutes of fighting between the two. And I think a race that was massively improved by the sudden appearance of Phil Roberts. Phil, did you enjoy yourself? Did you have fun?
I enjoyed myself. It was a race of all time. But yeah, it was good. There was some good racing today. I enjoyed talking about random stuff. That was pretty good. I also enjoyed the drivers chirping in with their own bits of driving and building sandcastles. That was good. But overall, we didn't see anything monumentally silly from anybody. It was just typical racing stuff. So full credit to everyone for a nice clean race.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, if the head steward's saying nothing's crazy, I think that's an indication of, hey, drivers.
Well, nothing that we saw. Sorry, we should
nothing.
nothing
He's covering himself like any true professional would. He's covering himself, but that hopefully means that maybe you won't see any reports on your desk.
I never
later
do.
this week. You never do.
Nobody really reports, to be honest. I think most people are too friendly with each other.
That's true. Everybody's super friendly. I think I mentioned it at the top of the show, and it's worth mentioning again how obviously we couldn't and wouldn't do this if we didn't have great drivers to watch go around, but it's also just a great community. here at the Racing Club International, and obviously join our Discord um, to come hang out with us, come chat with us, come race with us, of course. Um, but I believe any final thoughts, any final words of wisdom from you, Mr. Roberts, before I
Um,
close this thing out?
the only thing I would say is that there's a lot of drivers who are pushing the car a bit too much. So just remember that there's no point pushing the car if you're just going to end up the wrong way in a gravel trap. You lose more time that way. So yeah, smooth driving and just drive at your own pace. That's
I
all I can
think
say.
I think that is a brilliant tip, brilliant advice that I should absolutely listen to more often. And I think we all could do with a
Advice
little
I
bit
should listen
more.
to more often as well.
It is easier to tell people what to do than do it yourself. That's for sure. I probably would be a much better coach than driver, even knowing nothing. But but yes, words to live by Phil Roberts. Another good, absolutely insane, chaotic race. I've come to really enjoy this series with its well chaos. Chaos is the best word I can describe. The racing is not maybe not as chaotic as what's going on in the box. We have fun here. We try to enjoy ourselves. But I think that's all the enjoyment you're going to get from us for this week and for this round of the prototype sprint series, round 4. We will be continuing next week, and then we will have our finale the following week. And we do have some other events going on here at RCI next week on Monday. We have the beginning of the Porsche Cup returning for its 6th season, and we have signups still available for that. I think that race actually might be filling up. I haven't checked in a while, but last I saw there was some 30 drivers already in there. So
Would
if
you
you're
like an actual
interested,
number, Jack?
an actual number
While
would
you're
be
waffling, just give
fantastic.
me waffle for about 30 seconds, and I'll tell
I can
you.
waffle for about 30 seconds. I'll talk about, this series in fact. As I said, continuing next week and the following, we still have lots of room, and if you're free on a Wednesday and you want to drive a prototype, I think next week we are at Algarve. We are either at Portimao or we're at Monza for the Grande circuit. Not 100% sure which we have next.
Next time is Algarve.
Next time
Um,
is Algarve. So if you're looking forward to driving Portimao, maybe you haven't driven enough, maybe you really like Portimao, come do it in a prototype. Come
it
join
doesn't
us.
say what format it is, so I
Sign up
presume
in
it's
the
easy.
LMP3 car. There is only one format in LMU. There's no alternate, so it is just the normal standard circuit of the Algarve. It's a good one. It's a tricky one. I think we'll see some more chaos there. Sign up in the LMP3 cars. That is an order from me, which
And then,
carries basically no weight.
because you asked nicely and waffled superbly,
Thank you.
um, Porsche Cup, we have 38 signups.
Ooh.
The grid size at the minute is 50, but I'm pretty certain if we do hit that limit and we do get a reasonable amount on the waiting list, I'm pretty sure Kevin will open a second split. Maybe. I don't know if he will or not. I don't know how SimGrid works with that. So, but yeah, there's still at least, point is, there's still 12 slots. So if you fancy driving a Porsche Cup in ACC, around where's Kevin going to? Imola, Hungaroring, Paul Ricard, Watkins Glen, and Suzuka, which will take you up to the week before Christmas. So the 15th. When is the 15th actually?
Uh,
It's the Monday before Christmas. So the
yes.
15th, Monday the 15th is the last, the last round. And then the next Monday is the 22nd, and then obviously on the Thursday it is Christmas Day to give you an idea of where you are. So yeah.
So your Christmas present to yourself, your holiday gift to yourself is to go drive Porsches on Monday. Do it so I don't have to. Because if it's full, then that means no one can talk me into signing up. Because I don't want to. And I'm poor at driving and I'm scared. And so that is that. Please sign up for that. And if you're free on Wednesday, please, please, please come race the prototypes. It's been fun to watch. And given the camaraderie of some of those racers, I think it'll be fun to drive as well. No matter where you go, I recommend the P3s because you know we could have more than two. We're better than that. We're good for that. And on Fridays, starting I believe the 5th of December, we will be returning with the multi sprint series, which is our I guess WEC style series on LMU. It's the hypercars and the GT3s. That's just been, I don't even know if that's technically been announced yet, but I did see it earlier today on SimGrid, which means signups are open. So go ahead and jump into that. I know for a fact that series is most likely going to fill up.
The Friday one.
And yes,
The Friday one's been announced since, and let me just double check, since yesterday. So you're good.
So it's still hot off the presses. It recently
Yeah.
been announced. If you're interested in
You-
that,
You're not
definitely
sharing
get
anything
your.
that's confidential, is my point. Sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, if it's on SimGrid, it's not confidential. Couldn't be because everybody can see the SimGrid. I
God,
would
it would
hope.
suck if we had to sign an NDA for anything because we just accidentally say anything.
I sometimes have to sign NDAs and I sometimes break them. And that's all I'm going to say about that because I don't want to go to court. Um but yeah, we have our Friday championship returning. Definitely get your signups in for that as early as you can because it's probably going to fill up. We do have reserve slots that are available and often get to drive if last season was any indication. And one final thing as far as RCI housekeeping, we are looking for some more folks to bolster our commentary team, well, our commentary and our broadcast team. So if either of that sounds
and
interesting,
what
and
team as well?
and of course the
Yeah.
stewarding team.
Yes, thank you.
We're looking for new folks to bolster our team here at RCI. We have wonderful people, and we're looking for some more wonderful people. You do not need any experience in any field that you want. Just come with a good attitude and like cars going in circles. Quite honestly, that's really all you need. Um, and if you're interested in doing that, join our Discord and check out the staff vacancies channel where you have instructions for everything you need to do depending on the position that you want to apply for. So definitely do that. We're looking for some more folks. Even if your availability is sort of sparse, it'll be good to have you regardless. And one final thing before we go is to give a final shout out to our partners who I gave not enough love to during the stream because I kept forgetting
Getting distracted
and
because
kept getting
I
distracted.
can't believe racing drivers were racing while you were
How
doing your.
dare they?
How dare they? Yeah, exactly.
How dare they race? Boo. But yeah, so final shout out to our partners Ready Set Sim for all your rig building needs, Coach Dave Delta for all your car setup and coaching needs, Green Man Gaming for the best savings on PC games, Moza Racing for high quality, well priced sim racing and flight gear, Pimax for all of your class leading VR needs, and thank you to Motorsport UK for having us as a recommended community. I've been Jack Mays, joined wonderfully by the wonderfully wonderful Phil Roberts. And the man
You
responsible
squeeze
for the
another wonderful
pretty,
in there.
the wonderfully wonderful Phil Roberts, and the
Yeah.
man responsible for the pretty and maybe not so pretty pictures, if you want to feel that way, and for keeping us afloat is Cormac Malloy. Thank you for being here. Make sure to check both ways before crossing the street. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you all soon.
You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Get behind the wheel, let's go. Grip the road, feel the flow. Thunder roaring, steel alive. Live this dream and drive. Tires burning with gasoline. Push the limits, chasing green. One shot, don't slow. Go on, we'll take control. Engines scream alive tonight. Blazing past the red line. Outrun the night, won't lose this fight. Follow the road, red line for show. We're chasing taillights, don't let go. Under the stars, we'll go so far. This is who we are. Chasing taillights. Chasing taillights. Chasing taillights. We're chasing taillights. The miles they fade, but they don't die. Faster now, the hours fly by. Sweat and gears, hearts in sync. On the edge, on the brink. Clock ticks down, stakes are high. One mistake, we kiss goodbye. Don't slow down, we're not done. Finish line for the strong. Legends